Hello, and welcome to the Gers TV. My name's Si Leslie.
And I'm Gordon Bond.
And guys, apologies if you heard any grunting, groaning or farting there. That was wee
That
Lily.
was me.
She decided to join us in the last minute and she makes some noise.
Yeah, it's the Gers TV mascot. I don't know if you can see it. It's wee,
She'll be Frenchy and a wee pest.
wee Lily.
Right under the
wee
microphone,
Lily.
just in the last minute.
So, we're going to tonight's show is transfer deadline. It's not been particularly exciting as of yet.
There's not been a lot yet to talk about. Before I say that, just a wee shout out, because as a Gers TV in association with Maxwell, at the heart of it, all your petrol, diesel, unleaded petrol and all your utilities and goods, all at the best places in Northern Ireland. It's available to you, and that's our sponsors for tonight.
Yep. Whether you need milk, bread, lottery ticket or fuel, go
You
there.
name it. Maxwell, at the heart of it all for you.
He's
Right.
been working on that for the last 2 weeks, that line there, so well
I've got it
done.
at the heart of it.
It's like being at the Oscars.
I was feeling up. Right, guys, so the biggest story of the night is there is no big story.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite shocking because unless something changes in the next hour and a half, it looks like Rangers will go to the transfer window and go out, leave the transfer window not as exciting as I thought, because I thought that we'd at least buy one player in the last 24 hours. I think most fans are the same. I was looking for a striker, and I'm hoping now that in the next hour or so that we don't lose anybody, because I don't see anybody coming in. Do you think that, Gordon?
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing. I think.
You can get the Pepsi.
I think with qualifying for the Champions League gave us some extra revenue. I was really hoping and thinking we might sign somebody. However, it looks like we're not going to at the moment. There's nothing happening at Ibrox right now. Rangers released a statement. I think I seen a statement from Rangers saying that there's no money to spend, or there's very little money to spend, and Gio basically confirmed earlier on that he doesn't expect anything to happen. So, but if I kind of bland transfer window, last transfer window we had the excitement of Aaron Ramsey signing.
Yeah.
It didn't turn out the way we wanted it, right enough. But
yeah, I think the fans need a boost, and it would be helpful for the Old Firm game coming up to have the boost, as well as the Champions League. We're going
to have a lot of games coming up, a lot of really important games, and again, like last season where we were caught short up front. Obviously, we have got Katic playing up front now as well as Morelos, but again, we've got a right midfielder and a midfielder playing at centre back, and we're not bringing anybody in.
I mean, even at the game on Tuesday night, I did make a video and I mentioned it. Katic, at the time still a Rangers player, wasn't even in the squad, and yet they bring Ryan Jack and play him at centre half. To me, that's alarming when they're doing things like that.
Yeah.
And Liam Balogun, as we know, was paying to watch Rangers, paying to watch the club, and now he's gone. He went because he voted for pennies.
Yeah, I think
that's strange.
I think we're okay. Well, I think we're okay in midfield, and we'll probably be okay up front if we can get Roof fit again. So we'll have 3 decent strikers, or 3 decent forwards. But I think we can cover at the back, and again, I know we bought some defenders, but if he's not playing them, then why sign them?
Yeah, no, 100% agree with that. I mean, the boy Marius, I won't pronounce his second name.
Zalewski.
He came to the club and he's gone again.
He's away to so he's been out to Lech Ponzan on loan with a view to buy. Obviously we have get money ring fence for maybe signing Sands long term and Tillman long term.
Yeah.
But at the same time, someone's asking if Kamara goes, how are we okay in midfield? I'm saying right at this moment we're okay in midfield. If we lose MD,
to me that'd be crazy to lose any of my midfield tonight. I definitely think we've got not an abundance, but we have got a lot of young players with a lot of talent that do deserve a chance, and we're probably both agree that we are big fans of young players coming into the team. However, I don't really see it happening. That's the problem. It's all right saying there's talent there, we don't sign anyone. I don't really see any of the players that Gio seems to have favourites and doesn't really like to change the team. And I can't see any of the young boys that featured on Tuesday night. I can't see any of them getting into the first team, whether they deserve to get in or not. And I think a few of them do deserve a chance, but we need experience big time in there. That's one of my biggest worries.
So we'll just catch up on some comments and some comments. Okay, so always it's a hello loads at the start of the show. So Mark Aitken, Donna Robertson, William, Kirsty, Nancy, Karen, Jamie. I'm not just beating up names, Si. Mark Dunn, how you doing? Jamie Gray.
Bobby.
Mark Aitken, Gordon Wright.
What's this about the Fort Running was one, yeah?
So
Mark Aitken.
So hello, like ask I thought it's on the TV deal, which is 48 games. So there's no new TV deal. So Mark Aitken, new TV deal. Sky Sports want new deal. 29 million for 60 games, 4 years, but 35, 70 games. Really, Scottish football can't really. The thing with that is, from in my own, just my opinion, is that if anything that brings in more revenue, has to be applauded. So.
So how does that work? So that it's 48 games. Sky Sports till 2025. So what BT want to put a deal on for that?
Sky Sport want a new
This
deal.
is just a deal they want to
29.
put
Apparently, I think he means 29 million for 60 games on a 4-year deal, but 35 million to take up the 70 games. Mark, see us a favour. See if you can, I don't know if you can explain that any better for us, but
that doesn't seem like a great deal to me. I mean, the biggest problem you've got is some of the games of Scottish football are draws, and nobody really wants to watch them. I get that, but all over the world they watch the Rangers Celtic game, and as we've seen, Rangers were the biggest featured team of Scottish football the last 3 or 4 years. It's no surprise they're the biggest club. I just wish we had the time where Rangers could negotiate their own deals, because that kind of money, when you look at the women's game in England and you look at the 3rd and 4th divisions and things like that, isn't really that big an amount. And it doesn't help with the teams getting absolutely hammered in Europe out with Rangers again.
yeah.
So I can understand why the product's lower, but we're getting dragged into that, unfortunately.
I think that anything that showcases Rangers on the world stage has to be applauded. I don't think we'll ever get to a stage where we're allowed to negotiate our own TV deal. To be perfectly honest, I think that the way the voting structure works in Scotland, every other team would block it.
Yeah, probably they wouldn't want it. A lot of them don't want it.
You've been in a situation with the kind of kinch stuff as well, with the kind of. So Jamie Gray's saying striker the goalie. Don't know. I think we're okay for goalkeepers, but
Goalkeeper wise, it's not the biggest concern for us. I just think we need it's like this. Roof, great player, injured a lot, injured far too often. There's far too many of them injured too often. That's my biggest worry. Kolak, absolutely fantastic. You fancy him for a goal a game right now, and he's only going to get better. Morelos' attitude apparently is great. We'll go speak about it in a minute, and he's took the arse. If we can get him back to full fitness, that's like a new signing alone. I agree with that. However, the worry just now is, what if Kolak gets injured at the game on Saturday? Who comes on? Is it we're going to rely on Morelos? We don't really have a fully fit backup striker just now, unless you consider the young lad and that's a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah. Definitely need a centre back and devil cover for College. I think that's what we're covering there.
Yep.
Marianne's making the point that the young guys are probably too young for Champions League football.
Aye, no, listen, I'm not. What my point I'm trying to say is, if we don't sign anybody, and we're going to have to rely on squad players, then these young boys, a lot of them are squad players. So whether we like it or no, they're going to have to be used. That's my point.
Yeah.
And I'd really like us to see us at least signing one player tonight.
Yeah, there is still time. Pip Nichols replying to the comment about worrying for Saturday. This is the old pre-O thumbnails kicking in already, aren't they? Again, so Pip was saying nothing to worry about. Rangers will win on Saturday. Happy to managing the players. I think the PSV game has went a long way to allay some nerves and some fears.
The PSV, and then after that the game at the weekend, Rangers played fantastic. But didn't play too badly PSV at Ibrox either.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that benefits Rangers, in my opinion, is if we play against teams that are going to come at us, and it's like a duel head to head. And PSV gave us that. The Celtic game on Saturday, I believe Celtic will have a good go at Rangers, but we need to work for it.
Yep.
The problem Gio made his first game at Parkhead was he wasn't prepared for that.
And he showed far too much respect.
Yeah, by the time he realised what to do, it was too late really. If Rangers go high press, all guns blazing, and high tempo, then I think the game will suit Rangers, and I think this European style suits us as well for the Champions League. However, the 10 men behind the box still seems to be a bit of a problem for us with the smaller clubs, and that's what we need to address, how we get more goals in that, because you can see that them across the city are scoring quite a lot against them. We need to figure out how to break down defences more, that 10 men behind the ball.
Leslie Laird's making the point that we have to get rid of the ones that we want to go before we buy. So Leslie, who goes then? You tell us, what's your opinion on that?
Let us know, because you're talking about in 2 hours time, an hour and a half now.
An hour and a half now, 11 o'clock, so that's when it slams shut, as the saying goes.
Is it not 12 in it?
No, I believe Scotland's 11 and England's 12, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So Marianne's saying they have a far better squad than us and they've been playing the better talent than us. Okay, that's good confidence, that's a good, But I mean, to their own opinion. Hi guys, I have to chat before you finish. My daughter's going to wish Charlotte happy birthday tomorrow. Charlotte Gray, I presume the surname's Gray, if not, I apologise. Happy birthday, Charlotte. Coming to a teenager.
Happy birthday to wee Charlotte.
So that means you're you're pretty much as mature as size, so well done. So happy birthday. Have a great day.
Yep, happy birthday, Charlotte.
Somebody's asking Kings of Orange polo size, so I don't...
It is. See, because it's on the group page, it just says Facebook user.
Right,
I'm assuming it might be my friend Dave that sent it over from Amsterdam, I hope so. Anyway, it's a Kings of Orange polo. It's a fantastic polo shirt.
If Dave for Amsterdam is for Amsterdam, which I'm guessing he is, we might see in a few days' time.
No, Dave for Rotterdam, sorry.
Dave for Rotterdam. I was using Amsterdam, aye.
No, he hates Ajax.
Alright, okay.
That's a good start.
On that note, Man United have signed the winner Anthony for Ajax for 78 million or so, which is weakening them a little bit. So that'll be interesting to see if they sign in to place him.
Yeah, and the plan is as well. I think we're going to try, if we can, do a weekly, even once a fortnight, Champions League shows. We just talk about Champions League.
Definitely, yep. Absolutely,
talk about the teams that are in my group, how they're getting on, their form, and the trips and the games coming up, and anything just to do with the Champions League.
We might try and do that Monday, Si. We might try and do that. We might try and do our first ever Gers TV Champions League special on Monday.
So that's an idea as well, guys. And if anybody else has got any ideas that they want to see us try and have a go at, definitely. Bear in mind that we've got a Patreon page, guys. It's been really, really busy this week, and a lot of new members. Chris Donnelly just appeared on the feed tonight. An old pal of mine for Bushmills, and he joined it. So if you're interested in that, the link is on the page, and it gives you access to. There's going to be new merchandise coming out by the end of this week or Monday, and it'll give you discounts as well as opportunities to buy tickets for events early.
Yep, so that's
other features.
Yep, so that's a link to our Patreon site there.
That's a good point in the boat, Mer. See that what the boys just said there.
Alright, okay, we'll get to that in a wee second. Our Patreon site, we want to try and expand the Gers TV, make it bigger and better, and be the only place for Rangers fans to come and chat with us at. So if you can spare £2, £3 a month, please
call the price of a coffee.
Price of a coffee. You know, one Starbucks a month gets you exclusive benefits and exclusive prizes and offers with the Gers TV. So please do that.
And it just helps us to increase and to get better every time.
Okay, so guys, I must have made a mistake. It's all about so 11 o'clock in England, 12 o'clock in Scotland. Okay, so apologies there, but thanks for correcting me, everyone. Do appreciate it.
We'll also be told as well that the Dutch transfer window's closed. So Ajax can't strengthen, which is one bonus.
So that's a great point. So that's brilliant. If they've lost a star player and they can't replace him, then that makes them,
James Wilson, happy birthday to you as well, mate. I see your birthday's in. We'll miss you.
James Wilson, happy birthday.
You can say it's Harold Stat. I can see Kent and Morelos going for nothing. Teams are going to wait until January. This should never have happened. Too many players injured, not good enough.
So Harold, it's I thought Kent signed a new contract then it meant close season. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but I'm sure
he didn't confirm it. I had her in negotiations, but in the Morelos one, obviously that's stopped. What's going to happen? What I'll do the new guys just for a wee minute. I'm going to play the press conference from Giovanni van Bronckhorst from after the Queen of the South game, and that talks a wee bit about Morelos and talks about the games coming up on Saturday and Wednesday. It's just a live video if you want to hear it. Want to get it? Do it at the bottom. That's us.
Okay, so we're back with you after this press conference video. Okay.
Giovanni, congratulations through the next round of the Cup. Can you give us your thoughts on the match and your experimental lineup tonight?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's of course we changed a lot of players today, and it was good to have the 11 today on the pitch to give them minutes and raise their levels of fitness because of the coming weeks. So I was really happy with that. Of course, the most important thing is to go to the next round. And we gave debuts to many players from the academy, which is also a good thing, and for them also something positive to keep working hard to eventually play more games in the first team. So I'm really happy.
Giovanni, sorry to take you away from tonight's game, but the burning question for Rangers fans is your meeting with Alfredo Morelos on Sunday. You said you were sitting down with him. How does that go, and is everything resolved, and does Alfredo have a future here?
Yeah, well, I said it before. I had a good chat with him on Sunday. He had a good week to train, but also think about his future. And of course, I had a good talk with him. And so as I said before, he's still a Rangers player. I think he's going to be important for us in the next months and this season. So I saw a change in his, in his attitude, the way he worked, and you have to keep continuing working like this for the next coming months to to be the player he can be, and a player who can give us a lot.
Your job done tonight, quite comfortable in the end. All eyes now go forward to quite a huge week next week. Are you expecting any new faces here before the week is out?
Well, I'm relaxed. It's still a couple of days. You never know what's happening in those days, but you have to be prepared. But I don't. At the moment, I think this is a squad we're gonna have. As I mentioned before, we created this squad to be competitive and to reach the Champions League as well, which they did. So no, I'm quite relaxed.
Giovanni, just talking about the experimental lineup tonight, thought Scott Arfield and Ridvan Yilmaz really stood out. Is Scott giving you a bit of a selection headache for Saturday, and maybe Ridvan, is he someone that can challenge Lorna Barisic for that left back spot in the coming months?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's good to see Ridvan play, and he will only get stronger in the next coming games. Scotty, I know what he can bring. It's not like this is the first game he played, and that's for all the players who started today. I think it's not only about this game; it's about giving them minutes. But I'm really well aware of all the strengths of my players. So today was more giving them the minutes to play. Of course, you want to use as many players you want in the game. You look at the opponent. You look like the setup you can have on the pitch, and that's why you saw the lineup you saw today. And so it was good to give all the players so many minutes.
Final one from
You've given minutes to new signings and also quite a few from the academy in the last couple of games. Does that mean that you may be looking to spring a few surprises on Saturday?
Preparation starts tomorrow. I mean, I'm really happy with the performances of also the young players. It's not easy to come on there in games like this. They heard yesterday they will be involved in the game. Of course, I spoke with him before the match, and if possible, give them minutes. But I think you saw, I think some bright things, from Stevens. Encio is quite a strong midfielder, both only 16. Lovelace as well, young player, big talent, and Ur, of course, started the game. And then we still had Leon King and Adam Devine, who's still very young. So I think the academy is a big part for this club, and I just love working with them and to inspire them and to give them chances also to play.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, folks, so as you can see there, that was the Queen of the South game Tuesday night. That was a press conference just after it. I think the most important point that was made on that was that Alfredo Morelos is still in contention with Rangers, and Gio thinks his attitude has improved immensely, and he's been doing a lot of training through the week when he was in Glasgow whilst Rangers were away last week. To me, that's great news.
Yep. Great player. Just before I forget, got to wish happy birthday to one of my actual friends, Andy McDonald. He's a big Rangers fan for Paisley. We were up in Owen for a wedding, and you couldn't get a word done for him talking about Rangers and singing all the Rangers songs. So happy birthday, Andy. Hope you have a great day.
Nice one. Happy birthday, Andy. So that's where we're at. You can let us know what you think of the press conference.
Yep.
But I think it's massive that we get Morelos. He wants to play for Rangers, but he wants to be the main man. I can understand that.
He does want to be the centre of attention, and I think it was a bit petulant. As sending off against Hibs, but I think hopefully he learns his lesson. I think that
we badly need him. We need him. If you're going to buy a striker, it costs a lot of money to get somebody with those credentials, and the fact that he knows the club inside out.
Yeah, if Alfredo stays, I don't think we need to. I don't think we have to buy a striker, because we've got Sakala, who doesn't seem to get a game. We've got Roof, we've got Katic, and we've got Morelos. So I think up front we're fine. I think in the wings we're a lot better with Tondo and Tillman and Kent and Lawrence can play there as well. I think midfield we're fine as well. Yeah. I just think at the back we could do with some centre back cover, or we bring in we bring in a marquee signing, just one player that can play anywhere one marquee signing. So a lot of Rangers fans have commented to me. My friend Paul's messaged me just there to say disappointed in the board, like not sanctioning a new signing. So what's your thoughts on that? We have brought in a lot of money.
I think but people are correct.
We have raised a lot of money. You know, a lot of people saying to me today that over the last year or so we have raised 40 million, 50 million from the Europa League run last season. Yeah. We've banked a lot of money in player sales with Bassi, Aribo, and obviously Patterson as well. Obviously some of that's add-ons, but it's still a lot of cash up front. And the Champions League money for this season as well. Although we won't get it all until the end of the season. We've probably got half of it so far, so there's money there. But obviously we spent a lot of money at Edmondson House.
The problem I've got with it is the manager's obviously going to come out and say that he's not going to come out and criticise the board. He's going to have a good relationship with the chairman. But I think part of the deal is you get us into the Champions League and we get you a couple of players that we get you. Yeah. You get a good deal because you have to strengthen. And if there's money there, put it this way, in my opinion, everybody's got an opinion. In my opinion is we're not in the Champions League and that's it. And we're not there just to be participating in it. Whether people agree or disagree with me, I think that league, the group that we're in is winnable. It'll be very, very hard for us to win it. But if we don't play to win it and we don't compete to win it, we've no chance. And I think we get to win it. If we don't win it, qualify.
I need to be honest with you, Si. I don't think we could top the group after after Liverpool. However, Napoli,
that's all. The thing about football is if you don't have dreams,
if you don't have it, but listen, you're absolutely right. If we don't have ambition, we don't have dreams. But I think we have to be a bit of realism. I think that if we finish second, it would be a massive achievement. But there's no reason why we can't get a couple of wins at Ibrox in the Champions.
As I'm saying, I think if Rangers can get the wins at Ibrox and away from home, one of the ties away from home. But the point I'm making anyway is, if you're going to do that, you need to strengthen and you need to be as strong as possible. And we don't, since the PSV game, we haven't got any stronger. Now, I'm hoping we don't lose Kamara tonight, because if we lose Kamara, we get weaker. And that's my point. So you get into the Champions League, and then you're just going to compete, to participate.
Kamara's a great player for the European games. Sometimes when we're at Ibrox and we're 10 men behind the ball, the other teams at 10 men behind the ball, I don't think he's a great player to break opposition down quite a lot. But in Europe, he's that kind of calming, kind of steady technical player. So I definitely hope he stays. It'd be a loss for Kamara to go without anyone coming in.
Yeah, 100%. Now I've got a statement here. I don't know if you can read this. That I thought was very interesting, because I was a big fan of Niko Katic. I still am. And I was really disappointed to see him leaving. And he made a statement tonight. I'll see if you can read that, Gordon, because I've not got the Gregory Peck's on yet. If not, I can go up there and read it.
There's absolutely no way I can read that without my glasses on as well.
I'll be able to see if you hear, I think, if I get it. Because I thought it was a really good statement.
Yeah, this is a statement from Katic.
Right, so I'm going to talk loud because I'm here. I don't even know how to begin to say goodbye, but I will do my best. From the first time I walked out onto the pitch, I'd heard Tina Turner's Simply the Best. I knew this club was something big. What a club. There are no more words to describe the size of Glasgow Rangers. You just need to feel that to understand what I'm talking about. There are also no words to express my love for every part of the club. Since I arrived 4 years ago, the love and support I received from the fans was unreal. We shared a lot of good and bad moments, from the wins in big games to the bad injury and the long road to recovery. All ups and downs, but the support was always amazing. Although I'm a very emotional person, I always managed to control my emotions and stay calm. But yesterday, once it became official I was leaving, and I started to read messages and phone calls from many friends I've made here, I started to cry like a baby. I just couldn't help myself. The club shaped me into the man that I am today, and I am extremely proud of every experience I've had there. The show must go on, that's life. No one apart from God knows how things will go with my career, but I can always say that I played for one of the biggest clubs in the world, and I helped the famous Glasgow Rangers to be back where they belong. From the bottom of my heart, I'd like to say a massive thank you to both managers, the staff, and all my teammates. I shared the dressing room with every employee at the training ground and Ibrox. And to every single fan who made this journey unforgettable, it's definitely not a final goodbye. I will continue to follow and support the club, and I will definitely be back. With love, yours, Niko. Tiny writing, I've got sore eyes now, man.
So what a statement for Katic here. It was a shame to see him go. Never, in my opinion, again, as always when I say these kind of things, just my opinion. Never had a fair chance, but he did get his chance. He played well, played all right. Scored that amazing goal at Parkhead.
Yeah, but it just shows you the
Get the door. Get the washing machine. So, sad to see him go. Actually, let us know your thoughts on that. I believe that Stephen Kelly, a youngster, is going to Livingston on loan. That's about it so far. Stephen Kelly, one of our younger players.
Aye.
He should be going to Livingston on.
That's happened. I'm sure that's happened.
On loan. And I believe Billy Gilmore has signed for Brighton.
10 million apparently.
I think it's actually, I don't know how much it is, but
that was a reported fee tonight.
Yeah, so we're actually getting him. We'll get about $1.5 million for that, I think. So that's more money. That's more money getting brought into the club.
That dispels the rumours that he's going to come back on loan. But it was constant. We've got a lot of comments come in.
Yeah.
If anybody's wondering why we're watching our movement, never is that. We've got Lily
We've
here.
got a new mascot.
Just took up the whole couch.
Yeah.
She's a bit that size, but she's took up. She's a wee pest, but we love her.
Simon said that before with a different context.
Right, here we go. So we're about here. Gerrard is lost without Beale.
Yep. So Stephen McCormick, how you doing, mate? Yeah, you've seen Gerrard, Aston Villa now deep in relegation trouble. I know it's only 5 games in, but the next game's against Man City. So you could. It's amazing how fortunes change.
Yeah, well, but as you say, Gerrard is lost without Beale. Like I do agree with. However, Beale's his own man now, and Beale will be a good manager. I think he'll prove a lot of people that he can be a manager without Gerrard. He doesn't really need to be behind Gerrard and working with him. And I think he's going to be a success with QPR. I really do. So
I think he's already shown.
And he speaks well of Rangers.
Yep, absolutely. Wayne,
don't blame the dog for that one.
Hi for the Stockport loyal ones. Lily, stop it. Great news about Fredo. Yep. Evening to David. Happy birthday, and I think that's Jamie. So well done. Okay.
You think Rangers? Well, not. I think it's spelt right. Do you think Rangers not cope Celtic Park giving last season's players playing there?
Look how poor we were. Do you think Rangers can't cope at Celtic Park given last season? Not sure. We'll see. It's the first fun game of the season. So it's a there's a lot of new players from Rangers, a lot of new players for Celtic. So
we played well the last time we played them at Celtic Park.
Yep. So everyone forget. I know we get tanked 3-0 in January after the kind of obviously the break that was forced upon us. But then we went to Parkhead at the last 3-4 games to go, and we should have won that game. Obviously we're a little bit biased if we get that, but at the end of the day, we should have. We had chances to win, and I think if I remember correctly, Sakala hit the post when he was clean through with a few minutes to go. So, we didn't play. Obviously, we're two passionate teams, and a lot of times from the game goes down to who wants it more on the day. And the first, the January game, we didn't want it on the day or on the night even.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things I would look at. The Rangers Celtic game is one of the games that whoever's in form doesn't mean they're going to win it. The two teams are playing in good form there, maybe in a wee bit better form. I'm not sure. I'm just going with the goals. I've not seen any other games. But we qualified for the Champions League. We qualified then for it as well, right enough. We'll beat PSV, knocked them out, and now we're back to league business. We're going to Celtic Park. The players that have already played there before, they'll be able to cope with that, no bother. I don't see Kolak having a problem with it. I'm hoping Morelos can feature, and some of the new guys that came in, they just have to. That's life. They have to get into They have to play in the game to experience it and then get used to it. Can we win the game? I think we can win the game. I think it will suit Rangers more than it will suit Celtic. Celtic haven't had really anybody have given them a really good game except for Hearts. I never saw a lot of the Hearts game, but Hearts were well in the game against Celtic apart from a few dodgy decisions. Now if Rangers go to Celtic Park and play the way we can, that's a different style of football that Celtic play, because they'll tire after half an hour or 45 minutes, I think. And our fitness, our passing game, if we're still in it at that point, should overcome and win it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
These are the games where your squad comes into it, because we played on Tuesday night, Celtic played last night, up in Dingwall, Ross County, and but sometimes it can be a red card, penalty. Whoever turns up in the deal, whoever doesn't turn up.
Yeah.
The Old Firm game is, I think we went into the game thinking we're going to get hammered, and then we win, and we went into the game thinking we're going to win decisively and get beat. So
we've got the players who are capable of going there and getting the result. Without a doubt, we've got the players for that. It's just a case of, I think it's all to do with game planning and tactics.
Yeah.
If we pick the right team and we play the right tactics, we don't get a great chance.
But back to tonight's main topic, which is the kind of transfer window. So
Yeah.
David Ainsworth saying we definitely need Morelos. I think we both agreed with that side. Unfortunately, with too many injuries at the present. Still don't know what's happening with Kent. We have signed good players this summer. We need a defender and another striker to get us through the season. The thing is, David, we have bought a shed load of defenders. We've bought the Turkish boy. We brought in Ben Davies. We brought John Suter. So it's not as if, obviously we've got Barisic as well there. It's not as if we don't have defenders.
Just
but
don't have them fit.
don't have them fit.
Ridvan played on Tuesday night and he's played a bit part this season. I think he will come good and I think he'll settle into the team and make the position his own. The other thing is Sands took him. We gave him a lot of criticism in here and everybody else, but he seems to be slowly making that centre half. The position his own.
Aye.
Couldn't say that. Two coffees and that's me. I'm away with it. Get back to the old days of the lager.
Marianne McKenzie saying sad to see Leon and Nicky go.
Niko,
that would be Balogun and Katic. Thanks for the kisses. 2 kisses, 1 each, I think.
Yep.
Maybe it's 2 for me. Who knows?
David Herd, Kamara's better player against the better teams, a top class footballer. I would agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely, David. Mate, that was a point that I was trying to make in my kind of bumbling way 5 minutes ago or so. When I said that,
Draw us a picture of next time.
Aye. We'll do a picture today. And David, I think you're right. On a side note as well, I'll be in touch with you shortly about going back to the Spotify
Do you want to just quickly tell them about the Spotify in case people don't know about it?
Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know, anyone that's not heard it, the Gers TV launched their own Spotify channel a few weeks ago. David Herd, the historian, knows absolutely everything about Rangers from 1872 to yesterday, today even.
Who was signing the Mora?
You can tell. You can tell us who we signed in 1901, David. That's in fact that could be a topic for one of our shows. Actually, biggest signings in Rangers history.
Yep.
Or controversial signings, or big signings, or landmark
biggest
signings. Biggest impact.
But David's done the podcast, and for just me, I'm listening. I'm not part of the podcast. I think it's fantastic and it's very interesting.
It's absolutely fascinating. So we've covered everything from.
And it's free.
It's absolutely free. So we've covered everything from Walter Till, first black signing for Rangers. Right through to the famous wingers, 25 years not winning the Scottish Cup.
Yep. Goal scorers, 1 and 2, goalkeepers. Absolutely fun for me. Me thinking I know stuff about Rangers to actually listening to David Herd explain things to me. It's well worth a listen, honestly.
Yep. So guys, if you go on Spotify and you simply go on Spotify, type in the Gers TV, you'll see the first 6 episodes of our brand new History of Rangers series, okay, and there'll be more content and more episodes.
Give us your opinion on it if you hear it and you don't like it, and else let us know as well.
Yep. If you want
interested in criticism of
it. Absolutely. If you don't think it's good, let us know. If you think it's good, let us know. Or if you've got ideas for David to talk about with us or discuss with us, please let us know. So anything you'd like to hear about and anything you'd like to know about the Rangers, let us know and we'll do a Spotify episode on that. Okay, so
if anybody's heard any stories tonight, if there's anything happening about in the transfer window, but how long have we got to go now? We're looking at
a couple according to me it's around 20 minutes, but according to everyone in the world it's 2 hours 20 minutes, right? So
20 minutes.
We'll go with everyone in the world.
Aye.
If there's obviously we don't be rude and check our phones and stuff, so if there's any big signings happening elsewhere in Britain, let us know.
If it's football related, we're interested in it, let us know.
We're all, I know it's a Rangers show and Gers TV is obviously Rangers, but if there's anything big happening elsewhere, let us know because it gives us talking points because there's not much happening at Ibrox.
There is one I want to speak about before I forget about it. Amad Diallo, who played for Rangers as a young lad, is now signed for Sunderland till the end of the season on a loan deal. I think the last couple of months with Rangers, I thought he was coming into a good player. He always had the skill. It was all about confidence for the young lad. But I wish him well because he certainly bought in it. See when you see the celebrations and things like that with the games, he certainly bought in the Rangers way. So
I always go back to the first game against Ross County. The first 20 minutes he was superb.
Aye. I don't think I don't know enough about English football, so I might not have no authority on this, but I don't think the Sunderland's a good move for him though.
Well, Sunderland have just been promoted to the Championship after about 7, 8, 9 years in the second division down there, League One.
Yeah.
They've had a decent start to their season, but their manager has just left. Funny enough, they've actually appointed the ex-Celtic manager Tony Mowbray as a new manager. But they are a big club, a big stadium, big crowd.
That was a great song. That some poor monkey has a Tony Mowbray head. That was great.
So guys, there's a lot of comments about the Old Firm. We're happy to talk about that. Tonight's show is mostly about the transfers, but we have and will continue to mention the Old Firm. We will maybe do an Old Firm special later on in the week or even Saturday morning. So keep tuned for that.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'll open the phone up. Open the phone lines up. See if we get any calls.
Ian and Corby is watching, so good to have you. David Heard, we will get through this in a wee second. Katic was good for us when we were rebuilding our Gerrard at the start. Terrible the ball was his feet, and really consistent and not a player who would have got us to Seville the Champions League. We won 55 and a half because he's a goal without him. Good points actually. We all love a big strong physical defender, but we need better to progress. The big question is whether our new centre backs are good enough. So, some good points here, David.
There's a few good points there, but I still think he's a lot better than he deserves a wee bit more credit than that, to be fair.
I think that a lot of people will just look back as sometimes that goal at Parkhead, the header that won the game.
Yeah, but he was consistent with Rangers. His injury certainly didn't help him.
Yeah.
Good luck in the world, George Lynch. That's a joke. I told
Thanks, Alan. Alan Bagley said that. I think that's an in-joke. Who knows? David McMillan saying Davis, Golson, Suter, Hollander, Sands and King are plenty of fun. We actually forget about Philip Hollander. He's still there.
I'm not a massive fan of the guy, to be fair, but he knows how to put the ball in the net from a header. I know that. I know he's big and strong, but he just seems to get injured far too often. And the last injury, he got injured himself. Suter again as well. Suter's played how many games he actually played for us? What, 2 games?
One, maybe 2.
I think 1 game actually, and he's injured, and his talks he's going to be injured for a long time now.
Yeah, so, he always was at heart. It's like he was a really, really promising player, really great, defender, really promising. But he has been blighted by injuries his whole career, so let's hope it's not as
Mark
long.
said the boy that went to Livingston is a permanent.
Excuse me.
Not a loan.
That's Stephen Kelly. Yeah, sorry, Mark. I must have read that wrong. I'm sure I read it was a loan.
Signed for a nominal fee.
But
a normal fee. I think that means nominal fee in it.
I mean, nominal fee, which would be nothing. That's nothing really.
Pennies in it.
Aye. David Lang, who does the subtitles?
No, so James, just explain that to you. So Spotify is totally separate. All you do with Spotify, because if you've not used it before, it sounds complicated and it's not. It's very like YouTube. You just download the app. As soon as you download the app, you've got thousands of free music. So any kind of band that you like Govern Proddy Boys or the Who or the Beatles, whatever, you can get any kind of music and you get podcasts.
I was like glimpsing into Simon's life there.
Aye, well, not the Beatles, but what you do is you just download Spotify. Once you've done it, you get free music.
I think he knows what Spotify is, because a lot of people I know Simon.
Was he asking, is it on the Patreon as well?
Yes.
No, if that's the question, we've just left it on Spotify only to make it easy to find. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I thought he was asking what it was.
No, so I think he knows what Spotify is, because he might be more than 2 years old. So
I don't know who does it. We're getting asked about the subtitles. I don't know. Have they been put back on again?
I'm not sure.
I
can't comment on
I
that.
think the subtitles only happen if you press them on your own settings.
So Jamie Gray, just to reiterate, the Spotify is not. We will put some. So as we grow and as we get bigger and better, we're going to put a lot more on Patreon. So you will get exclusive stuff.
The dog's lying here and you're riffing away.
And part of the part of the Patreon offer is that we will get more and more content on there. So at the moment it's Spotify, but we'll be on Patreon as well.
We're always looking for suggestions. If people don't like it, we're not let us know for somebody else. But I think Spotify's it's a good platform that we hadn't used before. So we want to put our historical content on that, so it was separated from everything else.
I don't know about that. James Wilson's asking if Sanders doing the Champions League jerseys, how much? I don't know. I don't know about what that means. It'll be if Sanders.
Oh no, that's it. It's John Ramsey. It's one of the lads that sponsor our channel. I'm going up to see him next week.
Right. Okay.
And I'll find out. I don't know the information on that.
Okay. Stephen McCormick saying I blame the coaching staff and Morelos been out of condition. Well, you can take a horse to water.
Aye. I don't know if I agree with that, because the facilities that Auchenhowie has, are outstanding. He's got a big enough wage that he can go to the gym at night, which he does. We know which one it is because people, for some reason, people think it's a good idea to take photos of him when he's training. I don't get why you would do that, but people are doing that. But he's certainly got the he's got everything there for him. The only thing I would blame Morelos for, if I'm blaming anybody, is when he went to Colombia after getting an injury, and he went to Colombia knowing he wasn't going to play when we needed him at Ibrox to be recovering from his injury. But I don't think you can blame the coaching staff, as you said. You can put him into the weights and all that. He's always been a kind of heavier player, but he can stay back at Auchenhowie, he can come in early and he can train, and it's all there for him. So I don't think you can blame the coaching staff or the dietitians or anything like that. That's my opinion. I think they can only do so much, and that's maybe what Gio meant last week when he said it's his attitude. He might find they're telling him to do stuff and he's not doing it. We don't know.
Exactly. So probably a bit more to it. I think maybe Katic coming in is uncertain because he wants to be the main man, and he's got a bit upset.
That would make more sense.
Maybe he's a bit upset with he thinks he's getting replaced.
I still think the two of them can play together. I definitely, because when they've played the two strikers before, they've been quite similar to Morelos. But Morelos is more a type of player who'll win the ball outside the box.
Yeah.
He does that behind his arse where he stops from getting near him. He's blocking the ball, and he can win a ball, cause defences a worry. Even when he's not got the ball, he's a threat at all times. Whereas Katic's a poacher, and if Morelos can get the ball to him, Katic will put the ball in the net. And I think that the two of them can play together. Whether that will ever happen remains to be seen.
Yeah. Jamie Grace, what do you think about Liverpool signings, and do you think we can get one at Anfield, lads?
Who did they sign?
Well, I believe they're signing
the Ajax guy?
I believe no, that's Man United. I believe they're signing the Juventus midfielder Artur. I don't know how much for in that, but I think he's on his way from Turin to Liverpool to sign for Liverpool right now. Artur, Brazilian, I'm sure. I can't remember off the top of my head who else they've signed. But
you need to tell us
who they've signed. We'll give an opinion on it. But I know they're signing. Well, they've been heavily linked with the midfielder Artur from Juventus, and I think he's posted his Twitter to say goodbye to Juventus. So, Terry Rose later on the week, because the usual show's Tuesday, I probably thought it's Tuesday. But later on the week, that means Friday or Saturday morning. So we've still got a bit. We've got a bit of a window for it. But I get what you mean.
I know what you're saying. Not that I'm counting. He's got the tunes on and everything.
And none of us are counting. But it's Thursday night, so it's pretty much a day away, innit? One.
He's already eaten 2 1-ins for his dinner. He's got the battle fever on. You got it if you don't bring in a striker and or a centre half. What's your thoughts, guys? Billy Carlson, I think that's my mate stays in Australia now. I think so anyway. But we'll see that. I don't know if you heard this earlier on, Billy, but we did say that with the money that Rangers made this year and getting to the Champions League, we should be buying somebody. Doesn't look like it now. I don't think we're going to buy him. If we do, it'll be a surprise because I don't think anybody. I've not heard any rumours at all.
No, there's not been any rumours. I know that after we qualified the Champions League, the rumours with Cristiano Ronaldo were doing the rounds. That was never ever on the cards, to be perfectly honest. I don't know. I think we've made some good signs. I think we've got a decent to good squad. I think on our day, if we get everyone fit and healthy and playing well, we can give these Napolis and Liverpool's a game at Ibrox. But it'd be good now we've qualified for the Champions League. Sometimes a marquee signing, a big signing, is a statement of intent.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of people who would want to play for Rangers at this time. With the way we played in Europe.
Even if it's somebody coming in and again, if it's somebody coming in on loan for the Premiership, maybe you've got maybe some players down south that might not be in the first teams, whatever, and they're good players with experience that can come in on loan. You don't have to spend 10, 11, 12 million. You can get somebody on loan.
I think there's one came in there. Hilander's our best centre half. Mikey Bunching. I don't know if he's at the wind up. I don't know what that means, but he's no best centre half.
I was trying to think the last time I had a kebab, and I can't remember.
I can't eat them anymore because I've got to get my sugar levels down, so I'm not allowed to eat them anymore. I did have one in Malta. I did have one in. When was that, a couple of weeks ago? I was at the scooter rally. I did have one. I ate in about 30 seconds. Enough.
Jamie Green's saying, Gordon, thanks bro. That might be about the Spotify comments. So
right, so you're right. All right, James, I got it wrong. I think that's given Spotify.
No, well, Spotify's one of these new things, Si, you know what I mean? Like, it's Simon just got the internet last year, so he's playing catch up on this. I never deleted it.
I was on the EastEnders website the other day, www.com. Anyway, we have 6 central defenders in the squad. 3 are injured and also been injured most of their careers. Yep, I agree with that. That's the worrying thing is we don't have 6 fully fit defenders at the club now. Don't see them playing together. The amount of games of plenty of time. Both of I talked about.
Yeah, Katic and Morelos.
Katic and
Try. I
Morelos.
mean, why not try it if we're 3-0 up against a Levy at home with 20 minutes to go, whatever. Why not try it?
Yeah.
And Showbiz Sam saying, "I'm sick to death of Alfie going to Colombia, returning looks as if he's love child of Buster, Vessel and Arnold from."
Difference.
See, I need to confess, I don't know what that means, but you're laughing. So
What do you mean? Don't know what it means? Different strokes to the
what
world.
do you mean it doesn't? I don't know. What?
Right. So there was a wee black lad, and it was let me remember. Different strokes was a wee guy. He was a kind of, I don't know if you like to use the term midget. Is that? Well, I like to say that anyway. He was a small guy. I'd have offered midget.
If it's accurate, then aye.
Whatever one he was a wee kind of midgety guy that looked. I think he had that illness that he was like. He wasn't really a wee boy. He just looked like a wee boy. But anyway, he's a funny wee black lad in a TV sitcom about 1985 or something, and it was called Different Strokes. And Buster Blood Vessel's the legendary singer,
Right,
Big Doogie by Bad Manners, one of my heroes. And
Okay, I'll make a point of not researching that later.
a bit of scaff you like it, but that's quite a funny comment. Who said that actually? Just as I go back.
Showbiz Sam, there you
I
go.
like that one,
See, Showbiz Sam.
There you go.
Showbiz Sam, since there's nothing happened, I would tell us about your showbiz history. to tell us what you do in the world of showbiz, and that will make it
Different strokes.
maybe we'll keep people entertained and watching the show.
I'm wanting to look like Clubber Lang for the Rocky 3, but no, you're right, Different Stroke. That's got me that, we're laughing later on.
So we got David McMillan's replying back saying we got Europa final using Golson, Balogun and Bassey. More or less a whole season. Three of the injured guys be back soon enough.
Fair enough, aye, good point.
Yep.
Actually, so as much as I've criticised Big Golson, I thought he had a stormer game against PSV. I thought he played really well against them. So
it's good. We kept a clean sheet, which was the solid base, and hopefully that I think McLaughlin is one of his best games for Rangers that night as well. And it was good to see that, because that installs, even your keepers playing well and confident, I think subconsciously that makes your defenders more confident as well. David Ainsworth saying 2-1 to Rangers, Katic and Lundstrom the goal scorers, and
Battlefield's ripping out as well, I think. Aye, as we're all a little bit up for it. Looking forward to Hadji getting back. That's quite interesting, David, because there was a comment on his, I can't remember, social media anyway. I think he's not far off coming back now. I think he started training with the team again. And he'll be a massive asset to come back. Yeah,
I've always see we were talking about midfielders. Like I gave us all a list of midfielders earlier, and I totally actually forgot about it about Hadji. So it'll be good to have him to come back as well. Not really 100% sure when he's due back, but
I don't know. But I think there was rumours he's coming back in September. I think he'll be around about December time. He'll be back, but again, we don't know. We don't get the good time with Rangers set up just now. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody. We don't have any of the story. You used to get rumours and all that.
Yeah.
And used to hear things and you're like, is it true? And sometimes it would be leaked.
Well, Judge Matt's asking that exact question. Is it true Tom Lawrence is injured? And again, the answer to that is we believe so.
I read today on Follow website, again, it might be a lot of nonsense, he's out for 6 weeks. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah. Well, apparently, I think he stayed down the other night and last week after the game, and he had to get maybe carried off the park or he got injured. So
he got injured after the last 5 minutes of the Ross County game. I don't want to sound like a jinx here, but my worry is that we've for years now had of this history of good players, and when big games come up, they're injured for months.
Yeah,
it just seems to be happening all the time. You just worry about that.
My dad who watched the show didn't also remember the Patreon, so thanks for supporting us, Dad.
He'll remember, your dad will remember Different Strokes.
He's asked me about Liverpool, so question for you guys out there, if there's any Rangers pubs in Liverpool, if any of you are from Merseyside or that area.
So I would recommend the three clubs, if it's clubs you're looking for, the three I would recommend are the Derry Club, the Provincial Club, and just outside, now I can't remember what a Scouser is, sort of if you're at one side of the river and no the other side, and Wirral is the one I was going to recommend. I've been in the Wirral Rangers Club, me and Sandra went, and my pals are members of it. It's a fantastic club. That's just at the other side, it's no part of Merseyside, it's the other side, but they've got a big club as well. Great. There's Sam's Bar as well, and there's quite a lot of places you can go to Liverpool that are Rangers friendly, I believe.
Okay, well we'll sort something out, Dad, don't worry. You might even do a Gers TV live broadcast or something.
I never know.
Down there, never know your luck. Keep your eyes peeled for that.
Yep. We can try it against Dundee United in a couple of weeks, play Morelos and Katic together. I'm laughing, but that's actually a really good suggestion.
You know what's so funny? Obviously...
Stroke.
No, so, yes, if I knew what it meant, But what's funny is that Dundee United lost 9-0 at home to Celtic, and then the last night they beat Livingston 2-1 away from home in the cup.
Aye.
So
It was funny about that.
just saying, like, it's amazing how teams are up for it one week and or midweek
Aye,
and
no,
not up for it, not up for it.
They've
Not
changed their
games.
manager, right? Or they've not changed their manager, they've got rid of their manager. He was just saying, anyway, we'll talk about the Rangers, never mind Dundee United. I think William would have been a good...
Willian, it's
Sorry,
one of these signings. So
signings,
yeah, so
It's a sign for Fulham.
ex Chelsea and Arsenal player.
Yeah.
The only thing is with that, Mark, mate, and I believe he would be a fantastic signing, but he'll be on a couple $100,000 a week, I'm sure, going to Fulham, because they've just got up to the Premiership as well. So, so imagine he'll be on at least $100,000 a week, and I don't think that's way out of our range, I'm afraid. But it'd been a great signing, absolutely 100% agreed.
People are saying that we have enough defenders. None of them are back soon. I think our next 3 games, never mind our next 3 or 4 weeks. What happens if Sands gets injured? That's a very good point.
Yeah,
because
it's a very good
Sands
point.
has finally became the cover that we needed there, but if he got injured we would be with the problems big time. Although Leon King, I know he's a young boy, but I thought he played really well when he played on Tuesday night, and he's a big prospect, but we don't want to be dependent on young boys.
Really, people's asking just high. Not asking, just saying just high pressing from the start. So I think we'll crumble. Let's hope.
Lawrence will score on Saturday if he plays.
Mr. Jolly must be having a laugh at that because I think he's injured. But David Hedge, Hadji won't play this side of the World Cup according to his dad. Yeah, I actually think, David, you might have said that a few weeks ago to us. Okay, so everything going on, obviously sometimes we forget, but yeah, you're probably right. But I'm sure that we were told that we'd be back mid-close season or whatever, but obviously
his dad, that's why his dad came out and said the statement. He said it was not going to happen.
Yeah, there you go. Derry Club agrees with you, Simon.
Yep. What are you talking about, Willis?
Is that a carry on for this joke earlier? Right, okay. Rab Pickens saying Derry Club all day long. Well, Rab, if you're coming up, give us a shout.
Coming down, he's in the...
Coming down,
he's
coming
London.
up.
He's London, so he's down there. Dance half. I was...
No,
if
he's in London, he'll be going up north.
You never know, the old apples and pears.
Right, okay.
Different strokes, what are you talking about? Well, it's showing you these side. I was laughing at that. I was laughing at the clean sheets joke as well, because I got a text earlier on saying I need to get clean sheets. I thought it was the same person that was sending them. I thought somebody was having a wee dig at us.
I've actually got... I said happy birthday to my big mate Andy earlier on.
Yeah.
Turns out he's actually a Celtic supporter.
Right.
So I do apologise, Andy. I made a genuine mistake there, but nevertheless, for all the Rangers fans, happy birthday.
He's watching Gers TV all the time.
Well, he's a big fan. I think he wants to get a signed picture of you, actually.
Aye, that wouldn't surprise me. I'd actually met 2 guys at Millport the weekend, and they were going like, "Oh, we're big Celtic fans, but we watch Gers TV, and you're very bad and all that." But it makes us quite
Liverpool have actually now signed Artur from Juventus, so Liverpool have signed him. So that's just come.
What's his name? Artur.
Artur.
Arthur,
I don't think it's
What's
Arthur.
his first name? What's his first name? Stella.
I don't think his name is Arthur. So I think it's pronounced Artur.
Stella Artur.
But so Robert Snodgrass could be signing for Motherwell. That's a big Scottish news.
Guys, if anybody hears any transfers that's going to happen the next day, let us know, or what you're hearing. As Lawrence definitely injured, Bill Murray, we don't know. He took a knock at the weekend. Hopefully he's not injured, but the rumour, and I stress the rumour is he is injured.
Chelsea have signed Aubameyang from Barcelona, obviously ex-Arsenal player. So that's about.
And who are we signing? I'm going to open the calls up.
Yeah, let's open the calls up.
Which is going to 10 minutes ago and forgot.
Sorry, too busy telling jokes about your shows for the 50s.
I wasn't me to say it. Was it me that said it? Somebody else said it. I was just laughing. What am I doing? Opening the calls up, right? So I'm definitely getting gone blind these days.
So
right.
Mark Leslie is confirming or letting us know that it's a knee injury for Lawrence. So
right. Mind you won't hear us now. So this says the calls open. If anybody would like to call the Gers TV.
Red Ryan.
Got that last week. I forgot to change it.
The crossbar coming to Kelly's rescue there. Two for Rangers. Delivered again. There's a chance here for Rangers.
It's 106 miles to Chicago. We've got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. The Gers TV. Hit it.
Right, I'm just going to quickly set the calls up so if somebody wants to call in. If you want to continue with the chat, Bob.
Okay, guys, so we're going to open the phone lines. Give us a call on 0141 319 5230. Let us know about your thoughts on the, I was going to say activity in the transfer window or lack of activity. And if you want to make any comments about who you want to play, who you want to play on Saturday, the lineup, then let us know your thoughts on that. If you've got any reaction to the Champions League draw as well, let us know. And I just...
The thing I will comment on, Gordon, is see when we're talking about the lack of transfers, we've obviously brought the boy Tillman in on a loan deal just now.
Yeah.
I would definitely be looking at signing him full time.
Well, I think it's 5 million. I think what we're part of the kind of situation with our money situation is that we've boxed away 5 million for signing him.
Yeah.
And we boxed away 4 million for signing Sands. So I think on this show a few months ago, we did talk about James Sands and how we might not want to keep him long term, but let us know if you think he's worth the 4 million, because I think he's come on to a game at centre back. He's played quite well, but is he worth 4 million?
Well, he's a big pedigree, wasn't he? There was talking
Very
about
big.
Yeah. There's some wee pedigree down there.
And he's still quite young as well, so he's on loan till the end of this season, and then we're going to option to buy. Same as Tillman as well, and I think the Tillman deal will be a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's the calls anyway. If anybody wants to give us a wee call, what it is, 0141 319 5230.
Yep.
Gers TV in association with Maxwell. At the heart of it, anybody that wants petrol, diesel, unleaded petrol,
Lottery tickets,
milk, sanitary tools, you name it.
anything.
If you're in Northern Ireland, that's the place to go.
Okay.
Maxwell.
So the phone number's up there, guys. 0141 329 5230. I need to look really close to that. If you want to talk about Rangers with myself and Si, give us a call.
And let us know your opinion on the game at the weekend, Rangers versus Celtic, and also the trip to Amsterdam. Are you going to Amsterdam? Where's the best places to go, if you know what I mean? And gauge your predictions for the games.
Okay.
There we go. You want to catch up with the chat?
We'll get some comments from you guys out there. It's your show after all.
I don't have something about the knee injury there if you want to go back a bit.
It was Mark brother. So 6 weeks. I'd commented on that when you were
Right,
up
so
there,
an
but
extended knee injury.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate. But thanks, Mark. It looks like Lawrence is definitely out. Arthur Mello is his name. So Arthur Mello.
Is this the guy you couldn't pronounce a minute ago?
No, I could pronounce. It's just it's spelled. If you're Scottish, it's pronounced Arthur. But if you're Brazilian, playing in Italy, it's Arthur.
Arthur, really.
Okay. All right. The Boy King is. I thought actually was talking. I thought it was. Aye. Okay. I thought David Miller was talking about Jesus there when he said the Boy King, but it's the Rangers player Leon King is a cover for now. Yep. Here we go. So.
I'm just trying to see the boy Ken. Remember the boy David.
So David Taylor is Celtic assigned a people called Oliver Abildgaard. The thing about I don't really like particularly talking about Celtic too much, but
I thought it was a joke at first. That's
no, they've signed a lot. They have signed a lot of players, and they've signed who you might think is obscure players, and if they're decent signings for them, fair play for decent signings.
Never heard of the guy. Sands is young. Buy him for £4 million. Sell him in a couple of years for 12 million. Well,
yep.
Aye, well, good point if we can get the money from him. Aye.
Yep.
Villa have knocked back Villa has knocked back Arsenal.
What that's in relation to Jamie Gray saying is that their Brazilian defender David Costa or Costa Luis or whoever. Arsenal tried to sign him and Aston Villa rejected bids for him. William Jolly, which sounds like a good player, very versatile. Yeah, he is. And Tillman is just immense. Hard to disagree with that. I think Rangers will pocket 1.5 million. I think we have pocketed 1.5 million because.
Yeah, I think he's signed for Brighton now. I think that's a fact. He's signed. And
here because Aston think Morelos will start against them. No, I don't think he will.
No, well, it's just down to match sharpness now. I don't think he's far up being fully fit. But match sharpness is a totally different thing. I think he'll be played the way we did against the Belgians. I know Radio Clyde spoke about it tonight, they were laughing about it and kind of mocking the idea, but they hate Morelos, they dislike him and they know he's a fantastic player, and having him on the bench, it puts a bit of fear into him, I think. I would definitely have him on the bench without doubt. I don't think he'll start the game. I could be wrong, but I don't think the team will change much for last week. And it'll be Katic up front.
I think it'll be as close to the lineup against PSV as he can.
Yeah, I don't think it'll change a lot. Right guys, I'm the man who gives a wee call. Tell us your opinions on what we've spoke about tonight. It's 01413195230. Local call, costs you pennies, costs you about 2 pence or something phone. Assuming they don't move tonight, we have to get Kent and Morelos signed up on a new contract. I agree 100%. Losing either for nothing next summer would be criminal. Maybe we're keeping some money back for them. That's a good point, David. I'd love to know what's going on there, because I know the Morelos contracts talks were on hold because of the carry on.
Yeah.
However, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be getting these nailed in. We really need to get it. I would get the two of them into two new deals. Even if they want to leave, you want to get money for them. You don't want to lose them for nothing.
Yeah. So I think that's options. I think probably what will happen is we'll probably have a release clause for a certain amount of money. But who knows? It's a big comment to come. But Terry was asking, does Arfield come in for Lawrence? Yeah, I would find it hard to disagree with that. He played well again. Arfield does a job. He always done and plays well. He plays his heart out. He's a good player. He's passionate.
I would really have him out of the team. It's just, the thing with Arfield is he gives you skill, he gives you passion. He doesn't give up. He's not the most skillful player, but he's got a wee bit of that. He's got what he needs in abundance, and he's able to put the ball in the net. But the big one for me is I would have Stephen Davis on this Saturday. I know a lot of people might think he's maybe past it for kind of the old firm level, but I think he's still got a lot of ability. He's got the ability there, and he's still got enough in the tank to get him through games, playing 3/4 of the game at least. But I would have Stephen Davis playing.
At least I would play him at the very least the first half, so it's a kind of calmer influence.
Settled in midfield, aye.
Yeah. So Mark Leslie saying silence is deafening regarding Rangers signings tonight on Sky News. Yeah, we were hoping that we would have a little bit more to talk about when it comes to signing wise.
It's just one of these things. But we're hoping to get a last minute surprise. Hi guys, personally I don't think Sands is worth $4 million, and I don't think Gio has a clue on what he's doing.
He re-signs a defender that's absolutely crap in Golson. Rangers right now need 2 centre halves, a creative midfielder and a striker. With the money Rangers have made over the past year, I think we should have strengthened the team more than what we have. So
there's a few
I'm
points
not sure. I think maybe you're a tiny bit strong on the criticism, but at the same time, I think the gist of it is that we need to strengthen.
But to be fair, we tell people not to swear, and he's no swear.
Yeah, so we're done.
Cow dung. No, you're laughing and all.
So Morelos has given us a transfer fee paid. We don't always need them signed on new deals, though that would be best. So yeah, so I think, but correct me if I'm wrong, Terry. We signed Morelos from HJK Helsinki for $750,000 about 6 years ago now. So
he's well
and he got us that goal against Legia Warsaw in the last minute with the header that got us to the first Europa League group. So there's a lot to be thankful to Alfredo for.
But we love the guy. Listen, the Rangers support love Morelos. We want him to stay. It upsets us at times. He makes silly mistakes, but similar to Gascoigne, that's part and parcel with the package when you get a player like that. I don't see it. There's very few managers in world football, I would say, that could get that could remove that for his game. I mean, how do you do it?
It's very, very difficult. Arfield, Mark Dunnett's wanting Arfield to start Saturday, and
Davis is a must. Yeah, I agree with that. Jamie Great.
Yeah, I mean, for somebody to come in, settling midfielder, very, very experienced, still got it as well.
Stop snoring. How can you snore that?
I'm not. I'm reading. Terry know Davis, Lundstrom, Tillman, Kent, Katic, and Arfield.
Aye. I mean,
Terry, that's only 5 players. That's only 6 players we've got starting.
I think you say that's the kind of core of the team, isn't it?
Yeah.
The spine of the team is it?
So that'd be midfield and attack. So you'd probably have you've had Lundstrom and Davis kind of holding back hopefully dictating play.
Yeah.
Then you'd have Arfield maybe pushing up to support Katic, and then you'd have Kent and Tillman either wing.
And you're maybe looking at if Davis can't last the full 90 minutes, you bring on
Kamara.
Kamara's there obviously, or you've got Ryan Jack.
Yep.
That's the other option.
So Terry, a good shout for the team there for the lineup on Saturday.
Aye.
Billy Carson's agreeing with Davis.
you play him from the start. He's on form as well now with Davis, and he knows what. We're talking earlier on, players might not be comfortable that just came to the club, got to the environment and the atmosphere. So guys like Davis, they'll no panic with that. It's a stroll in the park to him, atmospheres like that. So for that reason alone, it would settle the midfield.
Yep. So William Jolly's making the point, if we play the same way in the Scottish Cup, absolutely. If we play,
that's a good point.
Yeah, if we play the way we played at Parkhead and the one each draw at the third, fourth last game of the season, and the way we played the semi-final, then you're absolutely right.
Yeah, and Rab Pitkinson can Davies not play for Lawrence and later on bring on Arfield?
Yeah, very possibly, Rab. Very possible indeed.
We don't know for a fact that Lawrence is out there. We're only hearing rumours. We don't really know. That's the whole thing.
Jamie Gray's pup Novo is tuning in too. Must like your voice, Si.
Aye, no, that's things.
Not a big fan of mine, but likes your voice, so that's good.
No, that's it. It's all about the pups. We done a post a couple of weeks ago about all the different dogs and all that with the Rangers tops on, but Facebook gave us a warning and said there'll be no dog dealing on Facebook.
On that note, so Terry Rose saying if I got it right, sorry, he's got to start. Well, Gio is Scott Wright's biggest fan, it seems.
Aye, well, I don't know if
he's not
his wife and that, maybe like him there, but he's one of his biggest fans, aye.
What, Gio's wife likes him more?
I think, my personal opinion, I do like Scott Wright. I think he's a better impact sub coming on. I don't think he's so great when he plays 90 minutes.
If I believe Scott Wright started the 3-0 game at Parkhead last season, I don't think he played particularly great, but I could be wrong with that. Different game, I need the old guard, so yeah, I think Jamie, you're saying a bit of experience, bit of bite in the midfield.
Who wants to give us a wee call? It'd be great if we get a wee call tonight. 01413195230. There's massive transfer news coming in, unfortunately. It's not from Rangers.
If there's anything, guys, let us know, everyone out there, any transfers happening in the world of football tonight, any big. So, as far as I'm aware, Arthur signing for Liverpool and Aubameyang signing for Arsenal. Sorry, Chelsea is the big news down south, but let us know if there's any other news.
Mark Lynch, he's got a good point. It's Port Bear on Rangers Radio. It's another online channel as well. If you get a chance, have a be listening to them. It's great content and right on after matches. Alright, Si, Port Bear Rangers Radio. A wee picture of a bear in case I don't know what a bear is. When we get Hadji, Roof, Yolanda, Davis, Suter back from injury. We'll ever get them all back from injury. I think he means Davies. That's the defender, not the midfielder. Back from injury, squad will be fine. I do agree with that. It's just if we get them all back, hopefully soon. My squad for Saturday: McLaughlin, Tav, Goldson, Sands. Who's B.O.? I don't know, it's disappeared there. It just disappeared. You need to go back up one. We'll go over that again. McLaughlin, Tav, Goldson, Sands, B.O. Bonner back.
Bonner
B.O. Bonner. I don't know if he's smelly and the rosters of it. Lundstrom, Kamara, Kent, Lawrence, Tillman, and Kolak. Aye, good team, Mark. You had a good squad there. But the only problem is Lawrence going to be fit or no. I hope he is, because the way he shoots outside the box and the kind of game it is, I think he's an opportunist lad, and he would go for the kind of the Ray Wilkins kind of chances that sometimes he come off in an over game, and I think he would be ideal for it. Hi guys, I don't understand why Gio doesn't play Kolak and we Buff up front when he's fit, and Davis should start on Saturday.
Yep, I think.
Yeah.
Well, but I think we both said, try it at least. If you don't try it, you don't know. So, no harm in trying it. But if outside Rangers news, one of our old players, David Bates, has left Aberdeen to sign for KV Mechelen in Belgium. If I was interested in that. But the Scottish transfer window is usually bland. That's their biggest kind of.
I was disappointed with Bates because I thought he had a lot of potential. And I thought he was going to.
Yeah. Well, it was a strange one because he started a few games, then he left to go to Hamburg. On a free transfer. It didn't really work out for him.
And then he went to Aberdeen. It's never going to work out up here.
Yeah. So play like we played in hoping they won't touch us. I believe that. Yeah, I think it's.
That was a point I made earlier on. The media's telling us they're playing great, but they've not really played anybody. That's the big thing. They played. I mean, Dundee United's not going to exactly be. You know how they are against us and how they're against Celtic. They've not really done any great challenge match yet. Where Rangers have played PSV Eindhoven home and away.
And the game against Union St Gallion, let's just say USG, 2-0 down with the first leg to come back to Ibrox, and the pressure was on to get through that game. It was a big game. So we
played high tempo, important games, and I agree with what we're saying, Mark. But what's going to happen is it's going to be an entirely different game to what they've been used to this season. And if Rangers play the way we know we can, then we'll certainly be in the game. Certainly.
James Gardner, he was a Man United player. He's went to Everton. David Millen's playing. Let's start quickly a high press. Has been playing at the box lately. Yeah, we need to impose ourselves in the game. We're Rangers. We can go anywhere and get a result. We need to first 50, it's not a cliche, but first 10-15 minutes impose ourselves.
Yeah, I think they're going to do everything they can to get Lundstrom booked early and maybe sent off. That'll be their style. And if John Lundstrom can play the way he can dominate the game as well. And that'll be their fear.
Yeah.
And if we dominate the midfield, I think we'll win the game.
Yeah. So Rab Pickett is fed up listening to how good they are.
Yeah.
And just who they played yet. We have played 2 teams in Europe and better than any team they played so far. So the Celtic have played, I think, if I believe correctly, Ross County, Dundee United away, Hearts at home, and I can't remember who they played at home the first game of the season. So I don't think they've been tested too well, but if you're winning 4 or 5 games in the bounce, scoring 9 goals and 4 goals,
Aberdeen they played.
Aberdeen at home was first game of the season, yeah. So
so anyway, I agree. They've not any. The media is playing them up. That's fair enough. I think that suits Rangers. Let them have all the media attention. Let them be the big talk, and let Rangers go into the game. That's what happened to PSV. Listen, we're running off against PSV.
Yeah, and I think you're absolutely right, Rab. There's no way that Celtic are a better team than PSV at the moment. So you're absolutely right.
I think that. So we're going in the beginning with the same attitude.
Yeah.
The same.
Mark Leslie's just agreeing. Start with the same team that played PSV, but push Kamara up to replace Lawrence. Davis filling behind. I think we kind of agreed on that.
Yeah, and then Ginger Mac saying the defence has not been properly tested yet and not been put under pressure. We need to test them, start from the start and not give them a chance to get into the game. 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
If we sit back and invite them to attack us for the first 20 minutes of the game, then we will get everything that we deserve because they will probably score. Because their defence is not the best and they're on form now. However, if we do it the opposite way and we go for them, I agree, their defence has not been tested and it's an opportunity for us to take the lead early.
Yep.
Take the lead early.
Neil Smith saying English break here, as long as they open up with us, got us in the bag, we just need to find out how many teams have run behind the ball. Neil, you're absolutely right, mate. Like, it's hard. So yes, they've had some good results and scored a lot of goals, but when teams go to Parkhead or whatever, and even Ibrox as well, and sit back, it's a different kettle of fish. So they've not played any European football. They've not really been tested, as you say, at the back. So maybe they're a little bit complacent. Maybe they expect to turn up and win. Who knows? But I think we're all in agreement if we impose our will in our game. Yeah.
Another thing to hark back to what we spoke about 2 weeks ago, a lot of Rangers supporters, I don't know why, were angry that PSV had got the weekend off and that we didn't. And although we dropped 2 points with Hibs, and it was disappointing. I think it was really important that Rangers played that game because we've not played enough games this season. We need to be playing games and we need to be right up for it.
And we only lost the 2 points because the referee sent 2 players off.
Aye, but the Rangers playing that game and the consistency levels are getting higher and higher. I think it's better when Celtic haven't even played European football. So I don't think it does any harm, and I think it'll benefit us in the long run the more games we play.
Absolutely.
Again, we'll get the World Cup coming up in a couple of months' time. I'm not in favour of that at all, breaking up the season. But I think VAR's going to come in after that. Is that what the chat is? It's going to come in after
it's to come in, yeah. I believe that they're actually running VAR in the background of games in Scotland, but not actually using it. They're just testing it.
That's not much good, is it?
No.
Anyway, it gives a call. If you want to give us a wee call, 01413195230. It'll cost you almost nothing to call us.
Yep. So Terry and Rose saying go 2-0 down, take 6 reds and break a few legs. We can't condone that at the Gers TV, Terry.
Well,
we cannot condone that. We cannot condone that. We won't say if you're right or wrong, but we can't condone it.
I think it will actually be quite a physical game. The big one with Rangers is we need to be fitter than them as well. That was a big thing for us last season, getting to the Europa final.
Yeah.
Was it our fitness levels?
There was rumours that their signing at the January transfer window, I think it's Matt O'Reilly, was going to Man United for 20 million. But I don't think anyone's left Rangers or Celtic, to be perfectly honest. There's not been a lot of action.
Great point for Neil Smith here. An obvious point, but we are the Europa League finalists and we put PSV out to get into the Champions League. we can beat them on Saturday, 100% we can. We really need to get a win, I think. We don't want to drop any points because the Hibs game just kind of sickened me with that. Guys, if I keep the show going now, what is it, 10:30 now?
10:30, yeah.
Another half an hour?
Yeah, we'll go until the English transfer deadline ends. So if
it doesn't look like that Rangers are going to sign anybody tonight.
No. Which again, a lot of people are disappointed in that because people are making the point without money to spend. I believe that there's been a lot of there has been a lot of directors' loans in the last few years, keeping us kind of going, not keeping us going, but
helping us tide us over. Aye.
Yep. So maybe they've used the opportunity to maybe get some money back from their loans. Obviously, I believe I was told today that Edmondson House, the new development there, is costing 10 million. I don't know how true that is, but I was told that's costing up to 10 million for that, and we've ring part, the best part of 10 million for signing Sands and Tillman on long-term deals. So that could explain.
Again, maybe the manager is happy. I don't know. I think he wanted another player, but
he did say after the game. I listened to I heard the interview. After the game, he did seem genuinely happy. But is that just him being diplomatic or not? There's no manager in the world that doesn't want more money to spend.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. However, he did say he wanted his own team, and he's now saying that he's got most of the players in that he wants to be there, and he's also said he wants Morelos to stay. So he might be content, but I would just like to have had that wee bit more backup.
We have made some good signings, and we have
Mark's starting this 30 minutes. So that's for the English transfer deadline.
Aye. So we have made some good signings, but the good, what we forget is we did a lot of business early. We signed our players. We did sign our players reasonably early, and in the end it did get us to the Champions League. So we brought in Matondo early. We brought in Tillman early. We brought in Suter on a pre-contract. We brought in, I think Ben Davies was a little bit later. The Turkish left back was a little bit later, but that's only because we sold Bassey. So we've had some good. We've had a decent. And we've obviously forget about Katic. We've brought in, obviously signed Katic as well. So
I mean he's been I was going to say he's been the best signing of them. Or you could argue Tillman, who's he's not a full signing yet, but Kalic's record speaks for itself. Is it Katic? Is it Cholak? I've heard the argument because I couldn't
Cholak.
Katic.
Thomas McGee saying we need a striker and defender. So
right, so this is quite interesting.
Yeah.
Do you want to read it?
Yeah. So David Herd again, another great point and message for David. What do you think of the theory that their quick running style under the overweight Aussie is ideally suited for domestic football, but leaves them open to get picked off in Europe, whereas our style is more tactical and careful, suited to the high standard in Europe, but less effective in SPFL games against packed defences? I always fancy a chance to be against them, but worry more about dropping more daft points in the middle. I think
good points, yeah.
I think there's a lot to be said for that.
Aye. Wherever like it or no, the 10 men behind the ball, most teams are going to do that against us in Scottish football, and that's why I gave credit the other day there to Queen of the South, because they didn't do that. They gave us a good game, and they went out to try and win. Most teams are going to play 10 men behind the ball. We need to adapt to that. I love the way he's trying to get us to play because it's similar to the Advocate era that he was brought up in. 2 touches and pass. It does definitely suit us more in Europe. You've seen European teams do it. Obviously, the best in the world at the time was Barcelona doing it. That type of football, but they'll definitely struggle in the Champions League, I believe, with that style of football, and I also think they'll tire out. But what's helped them, and probably helped us as well, is the introduction of the 5 subs.
Yeah.
So if players are exhausted, you can bring more on. And I wasn't really in favour of that, to be fair. I think it was more fair with the substitutes if we had them. Anyway, there's more chance of them tiring out the way that they play, and it's all about us. It's really don't make any silly mistakes in the defence.
I think David, there's a lot to be said for what you're saying there, and I think that possibly right. I think they will score more against the kind of weaker teams in Scotland, but when they come against MD decent like ourselves, or like big teams in Europe, like Real Madrid, could you imagine Real Madrid watching Ange? I know I don't even like calling it that, but as they say, the old Ange ball, Real Madrid against that, I couldn't imagine that. Paul Kerr's making the point that we've still got a lot of players we have got a big squad. We've got a lot of players, and we've got players on high wages as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right about that, Paul, mate. Like you're absolutely right in making that point that we have got a big squad, and a lot of our players that are on big wages are injured, like Hillander, like Hadji. Like,
a lot of people talk about Hadji coming back. He is definitely going to be a big asset. It's just you're right. You're saying we don't know how long it's going to take to get him back, and until he's back, we need to get the points in the bag in the league, and we need to remain in the Champions League.
So David McMillan is saying
How do you
that.
pronounce this? Is it Dieng?
I thought it was exclusive news. I thought somebody was dying. Dieng might be signing for Nice or Leeds. If he's not signing for Nice, then they might come in for Kamara. Nice actually signed Aaron Ramsey last week or 2 weeks ago. Believe it or not.
Alex Kelly's making some good points here. Again, I'm not saying that Gio is happy with it. I'm saying you wonder if he's happy with it because he's telling you he's happy.
Yeah.
But what he's saying is there's good points here. If Gio is happy with the squad, then we are forced to play a midfielder in defence, Ryan Jack, and we only have one.
Sands.
And Sands, the two of my midfielders, Page moved there, and we only have one fit striker. Haven't we learned anything from the last year? I agree with that. We should definitely have got a striker in. We have no strikers in the last 6 weeks of the season, which cost us a league plus a European trophy. Gross negligence from Ross Wilson to leave us short again.
I think here's a situation, right, Alex and Si, right, because on some level I agree with what you're saying. Okay, I really, really do. However, if we've got everyone fit, then we've got a big squad, and it's hard to keep everyone happy in a big squad. And right now, we need a fit defender, absolutely. But see, so that's why we should have kept Balogun at least for another year. But however, saying that,
the Balogun one's incredible, really, because I don't think I've heard any Rangers fan yet, or anywhere at all, anybody saying we shouldn't have kept him.
Yeah.
So I really don't get it, and they certainly wanted to stay. On the strikers, a wee point I want to make here. I mean, Alex is saying that we've not learned anything in the past. See, of all the European finals that Rangers have played in, they've only had the recognised striker playing once, I believe, and that's when we won Barcelona 72. I mean, even going back to Manchester, Kuzan got sent off
against Fiorentina, that's
and we played with a recognised and a proper striker. Again, Morelos injured, and I blame the Colombia trip as well for making it worse. Going into there, no recognised striker. So history tells us that we haven't learned from that, Alex, which is, again, I agree with you. And we've got a guy in there is Roy Mackay, who was one of the best strikers in the world.
Yeah.
He should be, guys like that should be saying we need another striker at the club. Sakala, I think is a good player. I know he gets a lot of bad press, but Sakala is not going to get a game under Gio, so you can't class him as a striker because he's not going to get a chance. So I agree with you there, and I think we should have got a striker in and covered that, and that's what tells me how can the manager be happy with it.
I'm not. Go back to the point. Yeah, I do agree a lot with most of what you're saying there, Alex. And I don't think it's negligence from Ross Wilson as such. Like, I think a club gives a manager a budget and then he uses the budget up. So I don't think it's Ross. I don't believe Ross Wilson tells Gio who's signed and who's not. I'd like to think the other way about. So Gio, Gio must have went to Ross Wilson and then to the board and said I'm happy or I'm not happy. So it's not. I don't necessarily buy into the fact it's Ross Wilson's fault, but we'll move on.
Yeah. So here's a point here. Simone George making Sakala gave away the goal against Queen of the South. Playing a blind pass, cannot afford stupid passes like that against them. In his defence here, he's not played for a few months now. Sakala, he was a bit rusty and very, very nervous. He's massively keen to get back in the team, and he made what you could call a boo-boo and error. Saying that, McGregor's well off his line, and the boy hit a great chip. It's a kind of freak goal from that point of view. We don't normally have a Gary Bobby like that. I do agree we can't afford to do it, but Sakala should have been in that position in the first place. He's a striker, he should be up front. I don't see Sakala featuring in many more games for Rangers. I don't think Gio rates him. And
I'm surprised.
I'm surprised he's still here because I'm
surprised he's not at least away on loan. Just to let you know something about just football for tonight. So Man United beat Leicester 1-0 at Leicester. So right now you've got a situation where you've got Brendan Rodgers bottom of the Premiership with Leicester, and you get Steven Gerrard second bottom with Aston Villa.
But like I said, I think Beale, who's now people are saying does he, they keep mentioning the Gerrard factor in it. I think Beale will prove to be a great manager on his own, and he might be the one that'll surprise everybody. the comment I made a few minutes ago about Rangers not having any strikers apart from 72, David's just gave us a better rundown on that. Jimmy Miller, 1961, injured. Jimmy Miller was one of Rangers' greatest ever strikers. No Jim Forrest in 1967, sold after Berwick. Yep. Again, Jim Forrest had broke all sorts of records. No Daniel Cousin, as I said, suspended in 2008. And no Morelos, 2022, injured. A European final centre forward. Curse, I think that's meant to say.
Yep.
Courses, wrote, I think it might mean curse.
Curse. So this is why I love doing I just mentioned it again, this is why I love doing the historical series about Rangers history with David, because you know that is the knowledge the guy has. So David, absolutely fantastic. And
a few points on it. If you ever ask guys in about the 70-year-old bracket and you ask them who the greatest Rangers team are, they'll always finish it with Miller, Brandon Wilson. That's how big a player Jimmy Miller is, to not be playing the European final. So Jim Forrest, I think he was the all-time league goal scorer. I think he's still got that record. And what happened then is when Rangers get beat by Berwick Rangers, he was a scapegoat effectively, and they sold him. And then we went and played, I might be wrong here, David, did we play Roger Hind up front, who wasn't a striker and missed a great chance, and it wasn't his fault. I'm too young to I just know the story. Cousin was a silly, do you remember the one with Daniel Cousin? That was a silly challenge. I was a massive fan of Daniel Cousin. If he was playing in the final, that would have changed the game.
It was similar to kind of like Morelos one against his, wasn't it? Well, it was just silly, it was petulant. So I'm just going to just finish off this point about the historical series with David Heard. We did mention it earlier, but please go on to our Spotify channel and listen to our shows on there with David. It's just go on Spotify and just type in Gers TV. You'll see all the episodes there live.
And if you don't know what Spotify is, rewind it to the
go
show.
back to the start of the show, and you'll hear Simon give a fantastic description of this new thing. It's actually really good. It's called Spotify.
People were asking about is it going to go in another show, another platforms? We were thinking about putting it on Teletext and CFAX.
So apparently
365, that used to be the old channel.
I remember you'd say on that note, when I'm just old enough to remember this, like on a Saturday and it wasn't Rangers game on, you would get the scores on teletext and and then it would go to an advert and you'd have to wait 30 seconds for it to flip over again.
It would just start, it would go at 88 minutes and Rangers are winning 1-0 and it would 20 minutes later, still on 88 minutes and you couldn't get the radio and you're going like, holy shit, what's going on here?
Gordon Wright's making the point, if Sakalo is not going to get a game, why not out the door?
That's what we're saying. I really like the guy, but it's like Katic. What was the point of keeping Katic if he's never going to get a chance? For the players, the wages, the player's career, and Rangers, what's the point of keeping somebody that's not going to play?
But I think he's still got the ability to get better, but we need somebody that can help him out. So his first touch is terrible, his pass is not great. We need somebody at the club, the coaching staff should be working with him on that. And I agree that he's fast as hell. You're absolutely right. I don't think his touch is terrible to say that, but I believe his passing isn't great at all. I think you're right on kind of 2 out of that 3, David. But
I think he could improve though. I like him. He can improve. I like the song as well. At times he does have a first touch like a baby elephant.
Shakira.
But I just don't. It doesn't matter what we think. I think that the manager doesn't rate him, and I don't think the manager wants him there anymore.
Has an adult elephant got a better touch than a baby elephant?
Oh, definitely. A baby elephant's got a terrible touch.
Because I don't know, understood that phrase. Surely elephants are just as...
No. Baby elephants are clumsy.
Right, okay.
So he's got a first touch like a baby elephant.
Right, okay.
Trust me on that one.
What apparently once you get into adulthood, the elephant, you get better at football, yeah. That reminds me of Pedro Cacina, that the elephant never forgets.
Yeah, that's true.
The elephant never forgets. He's right. Well, we have come, we are sitting here bemoaning the fact that we haven't added to a good squad.
Yeah.
When not so long, 5 years ago or so, we get knocked out by Progress Nicocina, and Pedro Cacina was ambushed in a bush. That's not a dirty phrase there, Simon.
You don't get bushes anywhere.
And then he came out with the phrases like the elephant never forgets and stuff like that. So, irrespective of how we feel tonight, we have come a long way.
But the thing is, now that we're Champions League football, we want Champions League signings. That's the problem with the fans, and I don't mean a problem as in a bad way. I'm the same. I think we should always be, we should always try to improve.
Yep. William Jolly saying Ross Wilson was our best signing. He's done well. This time last year he was getting some criticism as well, but I think he does a good job, to be perfectly honest with you. And again, the budget set by the board, it's up to Ross Wilson and Gio to come up with you come up with the targets and Ross to help him out with that. So
Yeah, there's a good point there. Gerrard has lost without Beale.
yeah,
There was a
somebody said
rumour.
that earlier.
There was a rumour I heard today that Rangers had been in for Beale, but East Enders said they're not selling her. Anyway,
We're talking about Ian Beale.
Ian Beale, aye.
So Alan Ross is saying Gio should get Ross Barkley in a
Right.
transfer.
But well, the thing with that is, this has been talking about for 4 or 5 days, right? It's half an hour to go or something. An hour to go.
Hour and a half, yeah. I believe Ross Barkley was linked with Brighton today. So again, it's the same way what Mark Leslie was saying about William.
I think he signed for them, maybe. Now that you mention it, I think I heard on Talk Sport.
I think he has signed for Brighton. But again, somebody like Ross Barkley went from Everton to Chelsea. He was on probably 70-80 grand at Everton, probably 100 grand. He's probably doubled his wages to go to Chelsea on a 200 grand. And then Brighton are probably paying him 125, 150 grand to get him in first team football. So, as much as I would love to have guys like Barkley and, William at Rangers, anything upwards of 40,000 is out with our budget.
There's also the chat that, and I don't know much about the boy Bartley, but there was a lot of chat that he's injury bound a lot. He's injured quite a lot, and if it's that kind of wage, we can't afford to. Like example was Ramsey. Nobody's going to tell me Aaron Ramsey wasn't a good football player. He just couldn't get match fit.
Yeah.
To pay wages like that for a guy like Bartley and no play would be suicide for us,
So Alex Gales came back, and again, it's all about opinions, Alex. So we'll read this out and we'll discuss it. Okay. So again, some good. Again, it's all about opinions. I was giving mine. Obviously, you're giving yours, which is brilliant. We've let Ballinger go. Simpson and Katic have been sold.
Yeah.
Ben Davis, John Stewart, Haaland are all injured. That's crazy, right? But again, I agree with you. Balogun should have been kept. So we agree with that.
Yeah. I think everybody that I've in media and everything said he should be kept.
But John Sutton and Ben Davis have come in. They've Ross Wilson and Hideo have signed them, so it's not Ross Wilson's fault they've got injured. Hollander, again, he was injured a year ago almost. Katic and Roof injured again. We've signed these players. Like it's not as if we've been linked with Davis, Suter, Hollander, Katic and Roof and not signed them. It's not Ross Wilson's fault people get injured.
That's a fair point. But see the Suter one, I mean that. I hope I'm wrong with this, right? I really do hope I'm wrong, but I've got a nasty feeling we're not going to see him very often.
Personally speaking, Alex, to go back to your first point at Balogun, if you're asking about Balogun, and hopefully we agree on this at least, that I would have kept Balogun and not signed Suter.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it would have been a lot cheaper as well.
Well, Johnny Hughes is a great man to get his tactics right. The players following they're told. Yep, the manager can give instructions, but it's up to the players to carry them out.
It is. However, what we were talking about earlier on was that the first time he went to Celtic Park, his tactics were wrong, and by the time he changed them, I mean, just for an example, on Tuesday night when the boys sitting beside me, I said to him right away, I know it was only Queen of the South, but I said, we'll not make a sub till 75 minutes. And the guy was laughing, they went bang on 75 minutes. So Gio changed it too late against Celtic the first time, so he has got the tactics wrong as well. He's got to get them spot on at the weekend. He has to get the team spot on, the tactics spot on, and we need to go for it. If Rangers sit back, that would be a bad move for us.
Absolutely, we cannot sit back against Celtic on Saturday. We can't sit back against anybody, to be perfectly honest.
But I mean, see the Hibs game when we were down to 9 men, that proved that we cannot, all we're meant to defend, we can't defend that type of, that's not the style of football that we play.
John McGinty's listening on the way to work. Enjoy your night shift.
What's this one? It's just making the boy look bad in his head and being down. Motando is the same. Is this Sakala we're talking about?
Yeah, it must be. It must be.
Just a quick one. John McGinty. John, I take it you're back in Australia. John's, he was, I don't know, I think he still is owner of the Rumours Bar in Barhead. He was back for Australia.
I've heard rumours that he's not.
Yep, rumour has it. I seen him, I met him, I caught up with him just briefly 2 weeks ago. Ibrox, the last home game. I think you're back in Australia now, we were saying that back at work, but it was good to see you, mate. Morelos and Kent will come good. They'll come good, it's just hoping they're going to sign. It's just making the boy look bad. I don't know who that is, Gordon, you need to confirm who that is for us. Neil Smith, loving the show, guys, keep it up. We are the people, certainly.
Yes.
Who wants to give us a wee call? What's the number, Gordon?
0141
319
329
Not 319
52 5230. Dan James just passed his medical at Fulham. Do you think? Oh, that's a very good point. So the winger, ex-Man United winger, signed for Leeds, Dan James. He's now signed for Fulham.
Right,
so will he come in for Kent? Well, they've got an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 11 minutes, so possibly, Bill. Hope not, but you never know.
To get him that far up the road in that 10 minutes, Clark Kent didn't need again for.
Aye. Alex, don't agree. Ross Wilson had some terrible project buys, wasted a lot of money on players and injury-prone players. Injury-prone players, yeah, I agree. Jack's, the boy for Bournemouth, of Ademi, he's still on the books. He's got a heart problem, and
no, I don't think he is. I think
I don't think. I think he's still on the books.
I think he went a loan deal with somebody.
No, because he can't play now. You're talking about Jack Simpson.
No, another player. I'm sure. I'm sure the boy
Jack
with a bad
Simpson.
heart.
Jack Simpson went on loan.
No, he went on loan. So who's the boy with the bad heart? What's the update on that?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. He was certainly injury prone at that point, but Effin Domo, I think he's pronounced. He's a decent player for Bournemouth, I believe. But we have spent some money in players and injury prone players. I would have kept Balogun if you give me a choice between Balogun and Suter. I would have kept Balogun. Any sign is a gamble, and this is why we have medicals. How John Suter passes medical, I'm not sure, but
I mean, I've heard stories before with players signing with Rangers and clubs, and I've heard that sometimes they sign a player who's never going to be match fit. They just can't be with their injuries. But the Suter one, it's just a strange.
David and Suter are both mega injury prone players, though. Not surprised. Did you? Yep.
I just don't see Suter ever being fully fit for like 4 or 5 months.
But they go for the players, and then they go to the medical department, and the medical department either says yes or no, they pass the medical or not. So,
I mean, one point I will make, I know I've criticised Golson for mistakes he's made with the club, but one thing you have to give the guy credit for, he's always match fit. He's always, even if he's got an injury, he still plays. He's always there to be selected. That's what we're needing with a guy like Suter. Suter's got the ability, but there's no point being in the we can't afford any more of these, and we must get bored in the dogs snoring and everything.
Aye, so Suter, Billy Money's saying Suter was always injury prone, so who's actually the deal? The medical department. If Gio goes and says to Ross Wilson, or the board say to Ross Wilson, here's a budget for the season.
Yeah.
Gio, Ross goes to Gio and says, right, here's a budget, who can we get in? Gio has a list, maybe like 10 players, gives it to Ross. Ross starts negotiations.
The other thing is, this wasn't like a last minute deal. This was planned for 6 months.
And then when we manage to agree a transfer fee and the contract with the player then comes to Ibrox. He goes to do a medical.
Yeah, which is passed.
And so the medical staff had the final say, and is this guy fit or not? So, as much as I agree with if Suter doesn't play a lot of games this season, then we shouldn't have signed him. We should have definitely keep. I
don't know if this has got anything to do with this whatsoever, but I know we did bring a new club doctor in last week. I don't know if that's for that reason or if it's a different thing the doctor would do to the medicals, but I'd imagine it'd be something like a doctor that would check these things. But everybody knew Suter was injury prone before he done it.
Absolutely, I could not agree more with that. But at the end of the day, he's passed his medical, so I'm not saying Wilson and Gio haven't made mistakes, or Ross has not made mistakes in the last couple of years. Personally, I think the Ramsey deal was a bit of a mistake. However, what I would say is that every signing can be a gamble sometimes. But I think on balance, I think he's got more right than wrong.
Anyway, let's carry on. If anybody wants to give me a call, you've got 10 minutes or 5 minutes to call us. 01413195230. It's always good to hear opinions. Saves us reading them.
Hollander, Roof, Jack, Suter, Davies, all injury prone players. How is that not Ross Wilson's fault? You buy a buyer, get buyer. Listen, good players, but the medical department has the final say. I don't believe Hollander was, I don't know how many games he played for Bologna, but I don't believe he was that injury prone in Serie A. And then maybe he's coming to Rangers, different style. Jack only seemed to get injured after playing for Scotland.
Suter shouldn't be playing as many games internationally.
Suter, I absolutely agree. We all those injury prone, absolutely agree.
Davies, apparently, Ben Davies.
And Kieran Roof's been out, recently, but Roof has played a lot of games for us. So
no, but I think your point he's making in his career, he has been out quite a lot. So I think point he's making is.
So the medical department passed the medical, but yes, on the whole. Yeah, there's players.
I think what he's saying is are they getting a special deal because of injury prone?
Maybe we're getting a discount. I don't know. Maybe it's like you go to Asda and get the whipsy.
But again, is it worth taking the risk because every one of them right now that I'm reading is injured. Roof, Jack, apart from Jack. Aye, so I get what he's meaning there.
But we've also brought in guys like Kamara for 50 grand.
Aye.
So
No, I know that. I think you're saying that he's brought some. I don't mean every.
So what I've said is he's made mistakes. However, you balance that out.
Definitely got to go down to the medical team as well. There's no point in having a medical in the past it if they shouldn't have passed it.
Yeah. So but then we brought in Connor Golson, who's played every single game.
Yeah, and he had a heart.
Right, he had issues.
He had a
we
heart
brought in
problem.
Kamara for 50 grand. We brought in Kent, who's doubled his value. He brought in Calvin Bassey for $250,000. Right. So yeah, he's made mistakes, but at the same time, I think the results and the players we brought in outweigh the mistakes. So on balance, I think he's done okay. I don't think he's done great. Don't get me wrong, but on balance, I think he's got more right than wrong.
Anyway, what have we got left? Not got long to go.
So a lot of players saying Rangers need to come out and go right at them. That's absolutely fine. Like, so Alex is saying off a boy. So I was close, but he's not. Not far off with that. Leslie Brown's giving us some Brazilian flags, so
yeah.
Leslie, have we signed anyone Brazilian coming in? With Pele, is Pele coming in? right at the last minute. Hope so.
Excuse my French. That's
all right. Don't worry. It's getting late. We won't read it out, Terry. Don't worry. And yeah, just to reiterate, like I agree with those, particularly those both. It's a risk bringing players that are injury prone. And would I have signed John Souttar? No. Would I kept Balogun? Yes. Yeah. But I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm not paid to make these choices.
But I mean, again, we don't even have any inside info. Nobody really seems to have that anymore. But yet you've got to trust your medical staff to tell you somebody's no fit. Surely.
So David Moore's saying, I don't know if he's talking about me or you when he says his cousin, but listen guys, Rangers are far too passive and it annoys me. Rangers need to be more aggressive in their playing Saturday. Oh, sorry, my cousin knows you, Stephen Shots. Anyway, you was talking about Golson, yes, he's always fit, but he's finding it shocking. The only thing about Golson is the long ball. You was talking about Rangers need to be more aggressive on Saturday.
No, I say, Dave, just to, you maybe don't watch Gers TV very often, I criticise Golson almost every week. I'm only trying to be fair. He did have a good game against PSV, and a few people had commented what they've got to say about that. So when he played well, I've got to give him it. However, almost every week I mention the fact that I don't think he's good enough to play with Rangers, so I don't know if you missed that.
Okay.
Ross Wilson didn't buy Kamara. There you go.
Okay, who did?
I've got terrible memory. I can't remember last week.
Okay.
I wouldn't say on current form Kent has doubled his price. I just hope he doesn't. If people are talking about Kent, I don't know if there's been something on the news or anything, but there's not enough time now surely that he's going to leave.
Kent has been linked with Leeds for the last 2 seasons. The same as Morelos. Every transfer window he's linked away. But Terry, I would say overall, since Kent, I believe it was something like 7 million we paid for Kent in total with instalments. We would not get less than. I don't think we'd get less. So we'll just say 12 million then. I don't think we'd get less than 12 million for Kent right now. Okay, so again, if we sign somebody for 7 million, sell them for 12 million.
The big thing with beating PSV and going through it is there's 2 things that adds to a player's quality, a player's value. You're a Europa League finalist and you're a Champions League player because they're now playing the Champions League. That increases the value. However, we're talking about an hour to go now in the English League and the Scottish League is longer. I don't see, my opinion, right, and it's an easy prediction, right, I know that, but I don't see anything happening tonight with Rangers in or out now. I think that's it.
Alex Kelly, it's something we can agree on.
Mark
here,
Allen brought in Kamara.
Honest. Okay, so Alex Kelly, this is a great point, and this is somebody on various group chats I'm in, we made the point today. Why no Dutch signings? I think I listen. We made a great disagree with Ross Wilson, but I absolutely agree with this question here. It's a great question to ask. We actually brought in the guy for Dutch League to
is his name Voss?
Yeah,
it is. See when
David Voss. Yeah, so we brought in.
When we brought him in, we've spoken on the show for a while, and I said I expect Rangers to be looking at the young Dutch market.
Yeah.
Because he was involved with the Dutch national team as well, I think.
Yeah.
And he was a highly respected coach in that level. And I find it incredible because what was the point of getting him in? And I agree, Alex. I think we're going to start bringing that type of player
Alex, listen, again, just to reiterate, I totally agree with that point. Like, it's very, very strange because I think we all assumed that we brought in Dave Voss. We would be signing young, talented Dutch players.
And then back to the manager, Gio.
Yeah.
A Dutch legend. I would have assumed he would have been doing the same kind of route as Advocate, wanting the Dutch players. But I really find that a strange one,
David Mellon will be worth nothing if we don't get him signing a new contract. That would be terrible work by Ross and Rangers. Yeah, we agree. However, we can't force a player to sign a new contract. So I think that and maybe Kent's just waiting to see who goes into him.
I don't know. I don't want to say this and it goes and bites me in the arse, but I think he's quite content with Rangers. I just think it's a case of the agents have always got. People forget the agents don't care about the club.
Yeah.
The agents care about how much money they're going to make. And again with Morelos, the agent will enjoy the not the fallout, but the well, I don't know how to describe it. What happened with Morelos with Gio, we don't know if it was a fallout or whatever, but the agent wants to make as much money as he can, and selling the player to another club benefits the agent. So the agent will have a different opinion than the player. When I watch Ryan Kent, I think he looks happy and content playing with Rangers, and I'd like to keep him. I don't see him going anywhere in this transfer window, and I don't see him going in January either. A good point. I'm sure most people laughed off Xavi Simons when he were interested. Look at the boy now scoring for fun. Maybe that's one we should have made happen. I can't remember why that never happened. I don't know if that was because he just didn't want to come to Rangers.
I think sometimes we read stories that it's strange because sometimes players fail medicals that we don't expect to, and then some guys like suited that pass the medicals. So it's definitely strange. Just checking any last minute kind of deals in. There's nothing happening. Unfortunately.
Aye, was that 10 o'clock now?
No, it's past 10 o'clock. Sorry, it's
11,
it's the Scottish window. The English transfer window is shutting.
No, it's bang on 11 now.
But the Scottish transfer window is still open. But there's nothing really happening. We'll have a wee check.
Aye, I'll just quickly put some links back up again. Just remember, a wee reminder, guys, that we are in association with Maxwell. At the heart of it, if you want your petrol, any kind of fuel at all, in Northern Ireland and most of the big towns, these are the guys to go to, as well as all your shopping utilities. Maxwell at the heart of it. Thank you, sponsors tonight. Thanks to everybody that's contributed, all your opinions. Guys, if anything happens in the next 20 minutes and we've missed this, put it on the chat, that would be great. And a wee reminder that we do have a Patreon page now, and that Patreon page is for anyone that wants to help us progress.
Yep, definitely.
I'll leave that with you. I'm going to try and find the link.
No signings, just hit paste, I think.
No
signings. It doesn't look like we're signing anyone. Bit of a kind of boring transfer window this time, which is poor, unfortunate. But listen, some fantastic comments tonight, some fantastic discussion. We may get time to do a wee show before the game on Saturday. We don't know yet.
You could maybe argue as well that if Rangers had done the signings that they did do in this transfer window at the end of it, we'd be happy.
Yeah. And if we didn't sign the players early doors, we might not have got through the Champions League qualifiers. Yeah. So
that is one argument.
There's arguments on either side of it, but I would have liked to have seen at least somebody coming in.
One big unit.
One kind of decent signing coming in.
There's been loads of comments tonight, guys. Great contribution. I don't want to agree with everybody. It's good to have a bit of debate and argument as well, and everybody's respectful. That's a good thing as well. So I'm happy to see that.
Yep. So about opinions.
So about opinions, and people watching for the world as well. A few guys watching for Australia and different parts of the planet. It's great to see it, guys. Thank you very much. A wee reminder with David Heard and Gordon Munn's podcast. You want to quickly tell them about that?
Yep. So once again, final reminder: if you haven't checked it out, please go on our new Spotify channel. On the homepage of Spotify, just literally type in the Gers TV, and you'll see our fantastic history of Rangers, split into different episodes, and it goes from the famous strikers we've had to wonderful wingers, to goalkeepers, to Walter Till, and some fantastic history lesson for us all, and the 25-year Scottish Cup hoodoo as well. So it was a pleasure to do it, and we are going to do a lot more. Some of the stuff I've learned and you'll learn is it'll take your breath away.
And it's all free, guys. It's on Spotify. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. We'll have another show next week. Because of the Champions League, we're changing our dates on it.
Yeah, possibly. Obviously, the game is Tuesday, so we might try and do the show Monday night.
It'll need to be Monday night, or else
we'll do
Thursday night. Probably Monday night would be better.
Yeah, we'll do the Gers TV's first ever Champions League preview show, and we'll talk about Liverpool, Ajax, Napoli, and Rangers.
Yep, and whatever happens at the weekend's game.
Weekend game. Obviously, we'll have a Old Firm reaction as well.
Yeah, we'll get that as well, as long as we're not too drunk.
I think we'll be fine.
Aye, well, I don't know about me then. Listen, guys, been a privilege as always. Myself, Si Leslie.
Myself, Gordon Bond.
And we Orange Lily, farting in the boat with the table here.
Lovely.
We are the people.
Good night.
have been lucky in those who were around me from the boardroom to the dressing room. In times of stress, their unstinted support, unbroken devotion to our club and calmness in adversity eased the task of making Rangers Football Club the premier club in this country. To be a Ranger is to sense the sacred trust of upholding all that such a name means in this shrine of football. They must be true in their conception of what the Ibrox tradition seeks from them. No true Ranger has ever failed in the tradition set him. Our very success, gained you will agree by skill, will draw more people than ever to see it, and that will benefit many more clubs than Rangers. Let the others come after us. We welcome the chase. It is healthy for us. We will never hide from it. Never fear. Inevitably, we shall have our years of failure, and when they arrive, we must reveal tolerance and sanity. No matter the days of anxiety that come our way, we shall emerge stronger because of the trials to be overcome. That has been the philosophy of the Rangers since the days of the gallant pioneers.